So here we are at the dashboard. The dashboard is essentially all these are a bunch of charts that record the scores for these corresponding categories. So every one of the charts is clickable. If you click into one, it will take you to that corresponding sheet. So for example, we're going to click into Planet Earth here. Let's just click on the chart. It will take us to the Planet Earth worksheet. What you're looking at here on the left side, these are categories, subcategories, wherever you want to call them. But the way I have these essentially made right now is they follow the book. They follow. So I'm going to show you the book. This is the JeopPrep book. We'll scroll down. I'm going to show you the first page of the first chapter. So, for example, this is it. This is Planet Formation is the first chapter. And so let's say we're studying and we want to start recording now what we've learned. So let's say we've learned a little bit about planet formation and then the layers of the Earth, and we learned about Pangea. We learned about tectonic forces, and we learned about a little bit about ocean saying, okay? We'll go back to the chart, and what we would do is we would start marking these as red. So the default is needs work. So if we just click into here, we can change it to complete. Let's say we learned about interior layers. We learned about Pangea. We learned about tectonic forces. And we learned a little bit about oceans. Okay, so I've got these 5 sections complete right now, subtopics. So if you click this icon right here, it will take you back to the dashboard. On every worksheet, it's exactly the same. So just click here, it will take you to the dashboard. And you can see here that the Planet Earth chart has started recording our progress. Okay, so I'm gonna click back into the Planet Earth chart here. And by the way, this is Excel, so you can just Control-C, copy, and paste. Let's say that we completed this whole section. So I want to show you the chart. So right now you'll notice that I've hit complete here all the way down for all the topics that have a title. There are some blank rows in here, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if we go back and look at the chart, you can see it's 100% complete right now. I'll click in again. Now, all these are fully editable. You can change these around to leave them as is, or change them to a completely different topic, or you can take some of these subtopics and break them out into more granular. Some of these are fairly short topics, but some of them are very large with many subtopics. Far too many subtopics to list. So I just did a pretty close approximation of the chapter. You can work that out for yourself and change it as you want. But for example, you can just take one of these empty rows and you can write category 1, and I'm going to copy and paste that a few times. And now you'll see we've got some more titles in here, some more categories, but these still need work. So if we go back and look at the chart, you can see the chart no longer 100%. Now there's stuff that still needs work. So we're going to click back in here. So as I said, these are completely up to you. You can use these how you want, but if there was a title in this row, it will go on the score. Okay, we'll go back 100% again. So be aware of that. So I'll click back out. We'll go back to the dashboard. I'm just so I can show you the same thing. Every one of these is exactly the same. So we're in the geography section right now.
We'll click complete. We'll copy and paste them.
What I would recommend that you do. So as we go back and look at the chart here, we'll see that it's recorded. Some progress there. Okay, so I've showed you that all the charts are essentially the same. Now, what I need to show you now also is that you can change them to however you want. So I'm going to click into anthropology, okay? And we can change the name here. We'll type math. Oops.
Let's check this in math.
And if we click back onto the main chart here, we'll see the title of the graph is automatically changed to math. You can't change it here. You have to change it here. Okay. So, and as I mentioned earlier, these are all completely editable. So you can turn these turn the category into whatever category you want, and you can start creating subcategories or topics that you want to study. Okay, so that's how you customize the tracker to be exactly what you want it to be. So, well, my philosophy around studying for Jeopardy is that there's two levels of subject matter. There's what I call level 1 and level 2. And level 1 essentially equates to the knowledge you need to score well on the regular round of Jeopardy. That's the first round of Jeopardy. Okay, and level 2 knowledge is essentially what you need to score well on what's called double Jeopardy, the second round of Jeopardy. That's still the questions aren't quite so high level. They look for more detail and things. They look for names of people that are involved, dates, places, things like that. You need to know more detail. The JeopPrep book is designed to get you easily through all of the level 1 stuff. And it will provide you a significant amount of level 2 material if you read and actually pay attention to the dates and the times and the places and those kind of details. Okay, so it will teach you an awful lot of knowledge for Jeopardy in general. Now, if you read all of the JeopPrep book, you can come into every one of these charts, and you will have 100% on every one of these charts, right? So that will basically take you this will be completely green. All these orange gauges will be completely green. And that will be all of your level 1 stuff covered. And our first objective is to get you a good score on a anytime test. And that will give you an opportunity to get called back up for an appearance on the show. So now the challenge with that is there's no telling how long it'll take you from the time you get called up to the time you actually appear on the show. So you may or may not have quite a bit of time to study the level 2 stuff, or let me bring your attention to a couple of other things while you're working here. I'm going to click into mythology. Just be aware that I've left these notes editable to you. You can create your own notes here. These are my notes. Okay, so you can apply perhaps a note per category like this. You can just use the one that pertains to the matching category, or you can use this comments tool. So if you click the comments button, this is just an area where you can just start typing text, okay? That you can just take your own notes. Perhaps you use this for the type of notes that don't fit well on a line. If you toggle the comments folder here button, it will open and close the comments section. So what I suggest you do for your level 2 learning is create an entirely new file to track. Just take the JeopPrep Tracker file, make a copy of it, rename it level 2, and then you can come into the file and start renaming these categories, and you can change the subcategories to be whatever it is that you want to study. What I suggest you do is create your roadmap completely first. Come in, make a list of all the categories that you know you need to work on, and start working on those things, the areas where you're weakest, because you don't know how much time you're going to have before you get called up to the show. So work on your weakest areas first, okay? Okay, guys, so before I wrap this video up, let me just remind you that if you go to the JeopPrep.com website and go to the prep page here, here's some information on how you go about preparing for a show, okay? There's some bullet points, sort of, nutshell type stuff, and there's some step-by-step instructions here on how to go about doing that stuff. He talks a little bit about the JeopPrep Tracker tool, level 1, level 2 knowledge, measuring yourself so that you know that you're ready to take the anytime test, how to deal with getting ready for level 2 after you've gotten the call back for the show, that kind of stuff, okay? So there's also some links to some resources and things that you want to think about. The JR Code website, which is very important, and other things to think about for your preparation, okay? There's a little bit about your strategizing plan, game me a wagering, and that kind of stuff. Okay, so I guess that's about it, guys. I wish you the best of luck with your Trivial Pursuit, and hopefully you get on the TV show Jeopardy and win lots of shows and make lots of money.